Hi gents, my name is Dylan. Small mistake why we didn't have a qualification session to watch it. Because as you can see my name is in the game. He wasn't a spectator there. So I had to brought my car inside, retire at the end of lap 1. So my EI will not disturb this race. But that's why we didn't have a qualification session. And we are we just started racing on lap 4 over here. With Thijs van O, who scored a pole position in 1:14.2. So he's leading the Celerity with about 30 points. He's a very phenomenal driver out there. And today is leading again, and also a small gap. Roy Boy and Cal fighting over there. Also Peter Dornball and Manpower. Roy Boy in a spin. Contact over there. But the drivers are fighting here on Mexico today. We had CL-2 in action yesterday. CL-1 is now in action with 17 drivers on track without me. This is a circuit where it will rain penalties probably. Like yesterday. Only one driver, Sneaky Tom, who succeeded to stay penalty free. This is one of these circuits where you will get podiums if you stay out of penalties. They're asking me probably, well, there are 17 drivers. Well, how do you mean podium if you're not quick enough? Well, watch at the end of this race how that could go. Justin and Myron in a fight, also on the inside. See you later there in the Alfa Romeo, normally for a Ferrari driver, but it's from CL2. Was already racing for his own points yesterday. He's now practicing as reserve in the top tier from the Celerity. Wanted to get passed by, Viper wanted to pass him, but he couldn't outbrake him because Myron was still on that side in front of Viper. Ben SHB24. So we all know him. He's a fast driver. Already won race in the Celerity before. Then he spun away in the SS, where we have seen a lot of accidents yesterday. I think really each personal mistake or accident happened at that particular spot. After turn 7 and following. Definitely dangerous. The dangerous part of this circuit. Milo wants to make a move on Manpower here, who's reserve driver, standby reserve. He's doing well on 4th place with Alfa Romeo, still penalty free. Cal and Peter Dornball also in the fight. DRS is enabled, of course. Who can overtake? Is it Cal? Because Peter won't have any DRS with 3 seconds in front of him. Thijs van O. Roy Boy shall not be so happy. He was driving at drivers up front, but is now keeping his teammate behind him. And there comes then Nick Evan, because Roy also with a slippy moment, some oversteer there, no DRS, but this is a different story for Nick Evan, a little bit of urge with it, and then there comes an overtake at this very long pit straight, and it's an easy job for Nick Evan before approaching turn 1. Anyways, let's have a look, because Manpower, he wants even more. It's now really at the tail of Cal. Wow, Cal takes over the second place. Peter Dornbal splitting up the Haases over here. Because Thijs Renault is definitely again on his own pace today. And really on his game to really be the best for now. That could go easily for Thijs. Of course, this season he joined Celerity. Everybody could have their chances once, at least. But if it's very clear, then yeah, we have a saying after we erased the top tier, where such skilled drivers as Thijs were driving, only those drivers with that skill. But it's very hard to achieve. Celerity had it for a couple of seasons. Also the Dutch league, Dutch eSports before, had that very skilled top tier. But yeah, we are a fun community, of course with serious competition, so maybe in the future again, but it's really drivers who are on such pace, such level, almost only a few tenths removed sometimes from eSport drivers really. We had drivers in Celerity history who were capable sometimes of scoring world records in time trials, for example, or top 10s, top 15s, much more things like that. But what they all want to do is drive in big leagues, in top leagues, where they could be sponsored and much more things like that. So what happens is that they outplay the Celerity and they will drive for very big leagues. So Celerity is definitely a league where we bring drivers to the top level, and then it's time for them to go, probably. So that's why, unfortunate a little bit, because of course we were always proud on this very high level. But yeah, like I said, as fun league, it's better to maintain it like this. So the level is a little bit lower than a few seasons before. After yeah, when we started season 3, we erased one tier, and tier 3 became 2 and 2 became 1. So we accepted drivers. We are a driving school and a community, a racing community, where they all still will stay. There are a lot of events and much more things to do in Celerity, so there's only a small percentage, a small amount of drivers who can bring it to the level of Thijs. And that's why we designed, if it will happen, the driver becomes champion easily. Because we may see Thijs doing this season, that he then yeah, we mark him as complete 100% Celerity score, and then yeah, they should go to a different league where those drivers are driving, like PSGL or Contest of Speed is having it as well. Of course, many more leagues. Well, after 11 laps, quite a few drivers are deciding for a pit stop. Milo Manpower, Peter, all set up for the mediums. Soft medium strategy is the thing to do over here. You won't want to be on hards. Only a safety car could change it. But the other way, only Viper, by the way, is now on the hard tires. But as you can see, every driver prefers to be on mediums and softs. So Thijs, after his pit stop, he's still on 3rd place. So still provisional lead for him, of course. He only needs to pass Justin and Nick Evan if they will not make a stop at the end of this lap, or even more. Nick Evan did go into the pits a little bit over the surface, but the expulsion surface, but that's a short lane over here. Wasn't really a strange thing or something. So now Thijs back in the lead. I think he got a solid lead over here. Kyle will be first driver to be close to Thijs, but it's still 3.5 seconds or something, 3.2 seconds at the moment from the leader. And that's the gap, but Kyle doing well. Does got a penalty, 1 or 2, 6 seconds already. That's not going to help him out a lot, but it's good to see him back on these positions. Let's see if he can score some good points again. Manpower sitting down to pass his teammate. See you later over here. This See you later still going to defend it. It's not making it too hard for Manpower out there. Also Milo passed easily before turn 1. That definitely looked easy. Then Peter aiming for a move on See you later as well, and of course there's more traction in those medium tires. See you later tried to hold it a little bit. Peter took a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings for going too wide a little bit. Anyways, it was a good pass and a good fight against the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, See you later. Will get passed by quite a few drivers now. Maybe it's time to pit. I was definitely still aiming for a switchback there on Model Velos. Maybe the traction is really out. But he's carrying on, he's not going in yet. He wants to have the DRS from Model Velos. On his left side is Roy Boy, the Red Bull. And then is lifting with Roy Boy. A cut past of the Model Velos again. Of course, then there's the traction difference again. And I think this fight is over right now. But definitely lifted this lap with the slipstream of Model Velos. Sorry, DRS of Model Velos, and then on the toe of Roy Boy. Like I said, boys, quite a few penalties rained already, and I think it's already more than half drivers who scored something, not having a clean sheet anymore. Nicky Nick wants to pass the McLaren, the orange colors. Our number 2 from last season. So we know what he's capable of, knows where to put his car. Milo in a fight with Manpower. We were not watching that. I think they are still wheel to wheel, man. Oh, this is 3 wide over here. And then back to Nick, because he's making that move on Plankton. Wheel to wheel, Plankton wants to hold that inside, and I think he got it. He holds the right to keep it then if they are really alongside each other. That went well, both are alive. on this circuit, you will have advantage over 2 DRS zones at only 1 detection point. So what a move, by the way, by Plankton. That switchback was so lovely. Because they are still wheel to wheel. Nick Evan took a penalty, Plankton took a warning with it as well, but I don't know, maybe it was forced there a little bit. But through the S's wheel to wheel, that's crazy, it's insane. Good drive by these gents. Sometimes it also can, you know, some drivers take a warning so now and then for granted. If it's only 1 or 2 and you're sure you won't grab a penalty because of it. But sometimes you're really seeing nice battles. Yeah, and then a driver 1 or 2 takes a warning with it. Yeah, who cares? Still some beautiful racing. Because look at this, it's Myron, and on his wheel, on his toe is Milo. He wants to go around side, and inside goes Manpower with... Yeah, it was a lovely move just in front, but then it makes himself so hard. Because that way you can never have a better exit than your opponents. So got passed by Myron and Royboy again. He still holds Mortavelos and Milo behind him. Royboy on the faster tires over here, softs, 4 laps aged. So it comes over here at the 3rd DRS zone. Myron tried to defend, but it's not doable anymore. Myron, that's job done for Roy. Is there a safety car, boys? What happened? Is it a Ferrari of Justin who's out? Let's watch on board with Celerity equals, because it's just he just disappeared. But again, of course, in this most famous corner of this circuit. And that causes the first safety car of this race. After 16 laps, we are almost halfway through. Pit stops, changing of strategies. I'm not sure if everybody is happy with it. It really needs to be timed. The timing needs to be good. Yeah, most of the times it could surprise drivers, and they could be happy, and again they could be safe. For example, again, they were having a big gap like Viper. Celerity equals can totally close the gap that they had the incident probably. As commentator, I can't control everything with only 2 eyes. Still could miss a thing or 2. But I always do my best to follow as much as I can. And inform you guys what's happening on track. So, Thijs Renault. Not in a... big lead anymore, like a big gap. We also got a driver, Roy, behind him, who's on softer tires. When safety car comes in, that may be not a great advantage for Roy, because those softs will only last for about 10-11 laps. We saw see later who drove 13 laps on them. Anyways, that was definitely the longest stint, and after 10 laps they won't feel nice anymore. So it's only a small advantage for Roy, a couple of laps maybe, but then effect's definitely going to be the opposite, and Thijs will improve again. So is it going to be hard for Royboy to pass Thijs and grab the lead for a while, for a moment? Well, I think it still is, yes. For Cal and Myron, by the way, it's looking good. Also the drivers behind him, but Cal and Myron are on the newest tires, but then at the top of the drivers with the newest tires. So oh, sorry. Not boring at all, but I had quite a long day. I don't see if it's safety car at the top of the leaderboard. Normally it's in words written over there. It's only yellow with the typical black flags inside. So it's definitely a safety car. Who came in already, I think, and then Thijs goes. Little wobble, but also for Roy Boy there. Motivators was also alive. I think Milo a little less, because there comes Nick. Still behind Milo there. It's Roy Boy who passed Thijs. He did do it. But can he keep it? Can he keep it there for a while? Because he needs to pit earlier, like we discussed and like we said. Well, but good move to strip a lead for a few laps at least from Thijs, who's now not in the lead anymore for each lap this race. He still needs to perform something extra to get his lead back again. There comes Cal and Myron. They are fully alongside. They are going 50-50 into turn 1. So this will stay wheel to wheel, but then Myron has won it. Can Cal grab it back? Has got a little better exit than Myron out here. And then with overspeed he got 35% ERS in his system left. That's differently for Myron. He's half charged, so is managing a bit better after restart of safety car. A good duel there. Myron also on faster tires, by the way. This race last season won by Tiomio, who was a fresh champion out of CL2. That's the old, it was tier 3 at that point after season 2. And I already talked about what happened to the top tier, so we only have 2 divisions left. So consider the old tier 3 as CL2 this day. And that was the tier where Tiomio was champion. He became champion. And then last season, in season 3, freshly promoted, we started the season where we are today, and he had the Grand Slam. By the way, also his only win. So and he also had the Grand Slam in the season before, while we were still driving in a lower division. So that was definitely one of his favorite tracks. But so classy and a history moment there. I think nobody, it will not be equaled soon, let me say it like that a driver who became champion and promotes wins his first race, and then with everything, with pole position and fastest lap with it, well, that's insane, of course. So it will always be remembered. Dirk had champion from last season, CL2. he had this chance, of course. We talked. We said to it was a joke, of course, but we said this to him at the end when he became champion at the end of last race. And of course, it was mission impossible. He said. Still remember. Myron with a good move, but then Nick Evan almost pushed him away. Luckily, he was still perfectly on the inside. So he eventually could push him maybe centered again, but Myron, he kept it. And is also in front of Nick Evan. I think that's fair enough. Thijs Venno closing in on Royboy already a little bit. And this will be the moment where he passes him, I think, and where Royboy comes into the pits. He doesn't want to get past on track. But exactly like I talked through. I talked it through that it's after about 10 laps. The end of lap 10 he pitted for mediums, coming back on P14 because Peter Dormo, by the way, is out. What happened to him? First driver who did not lost it in the S's, but in the third sector, in the arena. Viper didn't draw for quite a while. I'm not used to see him at this position, but of course he's back after many months. Dirk and see you later. Know each other from CL2, of course. Dirk climbed a few places in only a few laps. Whoa, wow, what happened there then? Was Dirk who's out. Virtual safety car is in at the moment. But what happened there? Strange. There's a full safety car now again. Second time. Who was with Dirk then? What happened? I'm really wondering. Manpower is in the pits. Nick Evan is in the pits. Do they need to change their wing? That's what I want to. It's too late to have a look at that. They are already out of the pits. Look at DC. What's DC? Discord. Seems like Manpower and Peter Dornball had an incident together. Manpower still in, but Peter Dornball out. So stewards will have to figure out what happened there, of course. And they will. But I'm still wondering then what happened to Dirk. I know what happened. It's Peter who lost his mind really. And, tried to really kill manpower on track. Drove himself into the walls, missing manpower there. That's behavior that's not allowed and definitely not wanted in this beautiful division. He's new driver Peter Dornball this season. So that's definitely on screen and will be solved by the stewards. I don't worry about it at all. He will learn, and if he don't, then he will be out soon. Anyways, mates, it's Plankton in the lead with See You Later behind him. Twan Grosjean on third place. He needs to do it for Ferrari today, as Justin was out pretty early in the race. So if he could pick up a podium over here, Twan, who's still penalty free, his teammate Sneaky Tom will definitely be happy. After all, I think at the end of this lap safety car will come in, boys. We'll have 10 more laps to race. There we go again. It's now Plankton having a lead in the Celerity. I see you later on a very good position over here, but he's still on 11 laps all tires. He needs to make a stop. Now, well, you don't have to. Oh, it's keeping the drivers behind you. They will come one by one again. So yeah, try to give it all to defend. Milo and Celerity equals wheel to wheel into turn 4. Now Milo's now in front of it. Thijs needs to pass 3 more drivers. At least 2 and staying within the range of the penalty. Because Celerity and Plankton having these penalties. But let's see. Because it's still looking good for Thijs. If he can pass one. That could look like a win for Thijs again. Twan defends himself well, makes himself wide. Perfectly allowed to do this. But then Thijs is on such great tires at the moment that Twan is really need to give his all. Pushing all his ears at the moment, probably to keep Thijs behind him. It could maybe be mission impossible, but yeah, never say never. And another safety car. It's Cal out of the race again. It's happening, guys. Getting sloppy again. Well guys, a lovely sprint race in the end then, huh? It's going to be 5 laps or 6? 31, 32, 33, 4, 5 and 6 are indeed 6 laps if it's going in this lap, and I think it will. We'll have a message soon going into the 3rd sector. And then Thijs only needs to pass See You Later or stay within his penalty range, what is being 6 seconds at the moment. Later with a phenomenal launch, by the way. Also 1.2 seconds, but Thijs was slow. Close in quickly enough. D-Ray Mordovelos, who had podium last week, 2nd place, closing in on Twan. Twan penalty free here. Could have P2 or P3 maybe. Needs to defend as well, because behind him are quite a couple of drivers who are on the way faster tires at the moment. So this is not going to be easy for Twan to defend like this. Plankton and Milo in the fight, also Viper defending Roy over here. Yeah, and then Viper needed to be careful. Still in the fight, but Roy is lucky he didn't spin around, because he hit the Williams of Milo a little bit, touching his wheel. Oh, Thijs, what did you do? He took a 3-second time penalty today. He's still very lucky since See You Later holds 6 seconds. So he's still on the good side. What a fight, by the way, over here, gents. Drivers going three wide behind it. Yeah, these are drivers who really want to make it spectacular, and then sometimes it goes wrong and then they are frustrated. That's what we had today. Some drama, but oh lord, what can they race? And what can they give us a show? Because that's really what's also on track today. Because there it goes again. Look at this, the AlphaTauri getting involved. Celerity equals, this is for points. Celerity equals penalty free, him, Twan and Milo. Only 3 drivers left. We're having a clean sheet. Well, the action is definitely at the last drivers now. Feeling this is not a favorite circuit for Celerity equals, who's normally way faster. Nick Evan needed to cut a little bit and is now back on 13. Is it then over for him there? Twan dropped down Maybe too many places there. What happened to Twan? Seconds for Myron. He's definitely not looking for the track limits at all today. He wants only wants to race hard. This is why he's so fast, maybe holding 18 seconds, because he will drop down a huge amount of places. He did gained 11. Yeah, I understand why. Mordovelos. There he goes, want to take that outside. He was just there in time, so Myron could not close that gap anymore. And got passed by other D-Ray there. Ooh, Myron out. Yesterday only 10 drivers finished. Today it looks like it's only going to be 11 of them. 2 drivers more than yesterday, 16, now 17, sorry. Without Dylan. So yeah, same story out here as yesterday. Some good action, but sometimes not granting each other a little bit more would cost you your race or others their race, and it will give too much work to solve, but they will. So Viper really back in the race after 36 laps, because it's the last lap counting, and Tyson is going to finish and he's going to complete it. Only Mordovelos could pass him in the end, but that's still 1.4 seconds gap. Like last week, Tyson won the race. Mordovelos finished second there, and is Plankton going to score his first podium? I think he did. That's Plankton's first podium in Celerity eSports. I think after all he could be very happy here today. See you later. 4th place in CL-1. It's a very good result for him, his best result in CL-1. Of course, a few drivers fall out, and safety car changed a lot of strategies and things, and it could end up good for you. But still a phenomenal drive, why he's also driver of the day at this moment. So, a win again from Thijs Renault. Fastest lap by Roy Boyer, 1:16.645. Holds P7 with it. Motovelos on second place and Plankton first podium, third place. See you later on fourth one on 5. So still 10 points for the Ferrari there. Looked like he dropped out too much. But in the end still for 5th place there. Milo 6, Royboy 7, Viper 8, Celerity equals on 9. Manpower picked up that final point. Robin Wesh finished on 11. And then retirements from there and onwards. That's Myron, it's Nick Evan, it's Cal, it's Dirk, it's Peter Dornball. Justin, those retired. Dylan is me. Was in a cockpit for Mercedes today. I want to know how it felt like again. I want to see the buttons from this year and stuff like that. Nah, I'm kidding. Small mistake, brought it into the pits, and we're racing. It's waiting for quite a long time. We'll have to open up a press conference to invite the podium winners out here and ask them what they have saw, what this race, and how it felt for them, how they achieved to be on podium. But I hope it will not interrupt. There we are again. Open up a showroom. Let's see who can join us today. And then it's a hectic race over again this week, Mexico. It's always hectic. There are so many narrow turns. Thijs, again a Haas on the stage. It's off. It's not Haas. Come on. And invite Thijs. Plankton, but also D-Ray Mortofelos again.
GG boys.
GG.
Hello. Let's is Plankton in the party already? Did he join? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, he's there. First time we have a speak
Way
together.
too long.
Way too long indeed, but there he is then, Plankton. Congratulations on your first third place in Celerity.
Yeah, thank you. It was very difficult for me because the first safety cars really destroyed my strategy because I was looking forward to go to the mediums till the end. But the second safety car worked out pretty well to go to the softs, and I think that's my my save for today.
Yeah, because you blended through. It was maybe one or two safety cars too much today. Was it a hectic race or was it still fun to drive? Because
incredible.
it was still, for the viewers, there were some lovely moves out there. Again, we have some frustrated drivers, of course. Mexico is always a bit tough, narrow turns there. AS is where it's really hard to go through. A lot of personal mistakes, and then too many drivers falling out. Safety cars, creating safety cars again, but still fun, you said?
Yeah, it was fun, but the last safety car, like in Monza, it was very dirty because everyone wants to keep and make places ahead. But I think it was not fun anymore the last couple of laps. I think it was people have to know that finishing is importanter than finishing high, because we have to race as one and clean, because someone still if you go on the inside and you take the other one out, it's not really good for the league in itself.
I think you could not explain it any better, mate. That's definitely the words. Yeah, where we that's our philosophy, man. I mean, indeed, what you are saying, if drivers, they're making it too hard for each other, and then they're taking each other out. It's so unnecessary. Drivers could finish at least, and maybe not with points, but for the fun, definitely, it's more pleasant to race that way. But I'm faithful that we'll be alright again soon enough.
Yeah.
Stewards will be a bit more strict maybe when it's needed, and then they will find out that it's not doable and that you don't want to drive stupidly on track, you know.
Yeah, because it was incredible with Peter. He just tried to strain like me. He goes fully inside of me. If there wasn't ghosting, I was dead. I think I was in the wall. I think I'm gonna report that quite soon, but yeah, we see.
I'm not a steward around here. We'll definitely never talk about incidents in stream. I'm
I understand.
Doing my commentary job out here today, but I understand. I also understand your point, of course. But yeah, believe me, stewards will assess these incidents again, and we'll solve them and improve it, because that's the way Celerity goes. But mate, about you again.
Yes.
What were your goals this season again? Because now I'm wondering if you could bring more podiums home.
No, I think my pace wasn't really good, but I think I was very consistent because I didn't make mistakes. I was not spinning. That's for me the first time, I think. But yeah, fight with Nick and Roy was very enjoyable. And I think if I'm more consistent, I could score a bit more podiums this year.
So goals this season or no expectations yet?
I'm seeing what's coming. No
Right.
goals.
Just let it come at
Yeah.
you. Brilliant, mate. Well, enjoy your first Celerity
Yes,
podium.
thank
and,
you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Have a good weekend.
Yo.
To Just Model. Sorry, it's not Just Model anymore, but it's DRA Model Velos there.
It was just Model.
It was just Model, yes. It was just funny one, mate. Another second place, and again about 1.5 seconds behind the leader, Thijs again.
Yeah, I think he dropped his pace a little bit on the last lap.
Yeah, maybe it is, but yeah, I think he's one step too high maybe, but then you should be very proud on your result again today.
Well, yeah, I didn't know I had the pace for this race, because in training I was really slow. And with this hectic race it was just surviving and hoping for the best. And I'm sorry for Twan, because I dive bomb him, but from my point of view he went really slow into the stadium section. But yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
Alright, I think he could copy that. Anyways, just send it in and then stewards will have a look at that later. But yeah, for now, did you know that you're the only driver who's on the wall of Celerity for 2 times instead of 1?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Alright,
First
so
season with Marcek, and last season I think 3rd place.
yeah, that's probably correct indeed. But yeah, so this season your 3rd time on the wall?
Yay.
No. Not aiming for it, or is it not so important for you?
I hope for it, but my main goal is to be competitive, but still drive clean and race with those guys.
Alright. Well, next week, what track are we having next week? We'll have a quick look.
I don't know.
We are going for Austria, mate. I think this is yeah, one of the most favorite circuits for a lot of drivers. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, it's also one of my favorites, but
it was once your home race with Red Bull.
It was once, yes, with Thomas, I think.
I think you were driving with Thomas Leclerc, Thomas Tomasso before, indeed. And yeah, you together scored Constructor Championship, if I'm right. If
Yes, we were P1.
Perfect, man. Well, we'll see you next week then again, and enjoy this podium. And try to beat Thijs, will you?
I'm aiming for it.
Alright, thank you, mate. Enjoy your weekend as well.
Thanks.
And is Thijs in the party? Did not spoke to him yet this season. He's a winner, but not paying dinner over here. No, I'm kidding. He's not there. He won this race again. He goes in silent mode. He's like how was that name again from from Top Gear? That guy, the stick, man. It's the stick. He's a silent guy. So yeah, we'll see next week what can he do on the Red Bull ring. Will it be Haas again over there, or will it be Model Velos, or will it be one of the Red Bulls? We'll have to figure out what's going to happen next week. I hope they recover themselves again next week, and more finishes will be at the finishing line. But yeah, thank you for watching. Still, we had some lovely battles. We all witnessed them. Crazy things happened on track, really. So I think this race got everything. Also the drama. It happens so now and then. My apologies for being part of the drivers for a while in qualification session. Drove a Mercedes today. Wanted to know how it looked like, but yeah, I drove myself into the pit, so I could have a little stream for you guys. So my small apologies for it, but I recovered myself, I think. Anyways, we'll be back next week. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.